prepared for this. All right. Well, my name is Brandon. I'm Jeff's older brother by 2 years. And I just want to start off by saying, first and foremost, I am extremely happy for both of you. Could not be more proud of my younger brother. For starters, Colleen, welcome to our family. I've met a number of your family in the past day and a half. And, I know Jeff is very lucky to be a part of your family as well as, welcome to our family. Couldn't be happier about having another sister to share in a lot of great times with us, futures, and some funny things that we've done already in the past and a lot of great times to come in the future. I can remember the first time that I actually met Colleen. My dad had tickets for a Mark Farner concert in Detroit. It was an Alto Reed charity event of some sort. And we went there, and we all went. I'd never met Colleen before, and I was excited about it. Jeff had a girl that he was seeing, he was dating, and we get there, and she's there, and obviously she's beautiful, and we're excited about that, for starters. Expect nothing less, though, from Jeff. And then we start hanging out, and the music's playing, and she's dancing, and Jeff's dancing, and we realize, okay, and she's very attractive, and she's cool. She likes good music. This is also a definite positive, because music is very important to all of us. And we realized at that point in time, I realized it, that Jeff had something special happening with Colleen. And I was standing back there with Chris Nada, my brother-in-law, and I remember we're having a little conversation saying to ourselves, Jeff, do not mess this up. We have a very good thing going right now. And normally the friend thing to do would be have a little sidebar conversation. Jeff, do not mess this up. You have a good thing going. Make this work and be on the straight and narrow. I did not have that conversation with him because the simple fact of, as growing up with Jeff and always hanging out together, he was always the more responsible one of us two. I would probably say, and people would probably agree based upon some subtle laughter and you hear in the crowd right now. My parents, maybe, they definitely will not admit this. My sister and my other brother will admit this. Jeff probably would as well. Jeff has always been the golden boy in our family. As an older brother, no joke, I think one summer out of 13 weeks, I personally was grounded 10 of 13 weeks. I know for sure, I remember Heather getting in a little bit of trouble, my younger brother Chris getting a little bit of trouble. After the fact, I can't remember Jeff getting in a whole lot of trouble or ever being grounded. Probably never has happened. But one day, one beautiful day, I was at work. I was, 26 years old, and Jeff was 24. Jeff is a true accountant because after college, he lived with my parents for 3 years minimum after school to save money. We all looked up to him for that. I personally did not do that, but more power to him to save money in that time. But I'm at work, and I get a phone call from Jeff, and he is driving one of his buddies home. It's like a Tuesday or a Wednesday. And he's driving his friend Jeff Lobish, also standing up in the wedding, home from a night of festivities of things that when you have a real job you just can't do. And he says, Brandon, I say, Jeff, what's going on? It's 9 a.m. He doesn't usually call me at that point in time. I got a question for him. Hey, what's going on? Has Dad ever threatened to kill you before? I can only imagine he asked me that because I had been in a lot of trouble before, and no, he never has asked, said, I'm going to kill you. Although I've been grounded many times. When Jeff was living with my parents, he referred to them as his roommates. And I said, what happened last night? Well, in Jeff's words was he went out to the bar with some friends, met up with a couple other friends, and in his words again, he wanted to continue the party when the bar had closed. So he brought all his friends back to my parents' house. And my parents had an alarm system, and whenever you open or close the door, it beeps. Every single time. Well, the brainchild that they were, they left one of the doors slightly open. So it was constant all night long. And they're going in and out of the basement door, walkout basement. And to one point, my dad, probably 4 or 5 in the morning, comes downstairs I don't remember exact words, and I probably should not say that when the video camera is present, but he has some choice words for Jeff and his friends. In translation, go to bed right now, kind of thing. And so my dad gets an hour and a half, 2 hours of sleep, and he gets up, gets ready for work, and he sees Jeff is sleeping in his bed. My dad had no sleep, was not very happy about it. And Jeff and his friend, he kind of left him alone, went to get ready. My brother and his friends are waiting. Okay, we gotta wait till my dad goes to work before I can drive you guys home because I do not want to face this right now. Anyways, they're waiting for him to leave, and my dad comes up and says something along the lines of, listen, if you ever do that again, I'm going to kill you. And I looked at him, nervous, because Jeff called me very serious, and he said, I mean it. You tell me which one it's going to be, and I'm literally going to kill you. And so Jeff calls me freaking out. That was the greatest day of my life. I called my parents. I called my mom and my dad. I called my sister. I called everybody that I needed to tell that story to. I told it to my entire job. Everybody was working with me. Everyone needed to hear that story. Like I said, he had never been ever in trouble before. That's not the best part. The best part is he's freaking out, and I said, Brandon, should I, oh, I didn't tell you, he finished all the wine, they finished all the beer. There was no alcohol left in the house. My dad had a pretty decent wine collection. I said, I would definitely replace some of that. So Jeff decides to go, he gets a case of Labatt Blue Light, but that's the price. Puts it in the cooler and sends me a picture message with a Mozart song playing like a joke, like dun 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 dun. You know, as I'm opening this, I'm not laughing hysterically. My dad calls me. I'm like, hey Dad, I'm gonna kill that guy. He attached my dad on that text message on accident. And my dad's looking at this with this, like, taunting him with the beer in the fridge, 124 pack of Blue Light, everything's gone, no sleep, nothing. But that is, I had to tell you that story because first of all, it's my favorite story of all time because for one time, maybe the only time, I was not the one in trouble. And our golden boy, Jeff, was in trouble. Like I said, that was probably the greatest day of my life. Tied with my wedding day. More serious note.
Tied.
If you don't know this, maybe you don't. Jeff and I have been best friends our entire life. 2 years separated. And when that happens, I'm very fortunate because I'm able to grow up with my best friends side by side in everything that we do. I wrote down some things here that we used to do, which is just we always played sports together, always played outside together. I remember one time we were running outside with a soccer ball, and we were not really into soccer a whole lot, but running outside saying, all right, full contact soccer. My dad saying, no, you're not, no full contact soccer. Constantly pushing the envelope of whatever it is that we possibly could do. We shared rooms for a very long time, had bunk beds. We're going on a road trip to Myrtle Beach or wherever it was. We take our hockey and baseball cards and trade cards along the way, sitting in the back. Did talent shows together. Everything. We grew up, and I got my license first. I take Jeff with me, and he got his license, and so slowly you start to develop your own friends and do things on your own. And when we did that, even when that was taking place, I can remember going out with my friends and Jeff. I was a senior in high school, he being a sophomore, saying, all right, I'll be home at 11 o'clock. How about you? All right, fine. We'll be home at 11 o'clock. We get home at 11 o'clock, we'd get some soda, water, whatever it was, some popcorn, Cheez-Its, and we'd sit in the basement for like 3 to 4 hours just playing video games after hanging out with our friends, just because we love sharing time together. Pretty much always do it for the entire night. I remember Carissa is my wife, and I remember one time when I first met her, she said, explain to me your family kind of thing. And I said, well, Heather, I'd explain my parents, and I said, Jeff, and I said, Jeff and I, 2 years apart, we've never had a fight. We've never had an argument. When you're kids, 2 years apart, you probably would bicker a lot. My sister and I, Heather, she's very hard on us, so we would go at it. Jeff and I never, ever went at it. And Carissa did not believe that. And I remember we were driving with, the first time I think Jeff ever met Carissa, she asked Jeff, I had to ask, have you ever had a fight? I think Jeff's response was something along the lines of, over what? Why would we ever be fighting? Give me a reason of why we would ever have a fight. And we never have. And with that being said, obviously we're best friends. And there's one little story I'll leave you with that resonates with me. And this is probably a time when maybe we'll get a little emotional. I do apologize, but to this day it tugs at my heartstrings. When I was 18 after high school, I went to play hockey in St. Louis. And we were getting out one day, my parents were going to drive me to St. Louis, and Jeff was a junior in high school, and he was going to school for the day. My Cavalier was packed, we were leaving after him, and I'm waiting. I knew what time it was. I knew Jeff was leaving for school, and I was like, Brandon, go say bye to your brother. I didn't really want to, because I knew what it meant to do that. And I walk up there, and for the first time ever, maybe not ever, but really, we, hugged each other. Not just a bro hug, but an actual hug out of love. And I turned around, and my mom is standing back there in her nightgown, and she is bawling. And I turned around and I said, Mom, I haven't even left for St. Louis yet. Why are you crying? And she said, because Jeff is losing his best friend. And I went downstairs, I was very emotional, very upset, and I knew that was happening. Sorry for the length of the speech, but I've been thinking about this for a long time. 5-10 years. Yeah. And I went downstairs and kind of reflected, and time happens so fast. We all know that here. Next thing you know, you're 30 years old, your brother's 28, and it's his wedding. Just last week, we were playing out in the backyard, playing hockey, roller skating in our basement, whatever it was. Jeff recently said to me, we've always been best friends, we'll always be best friends. You may grow older and then study different directions and have your own kids and you kind of do different things, but we'll always be best friends. And as true as that is, we have grown older. I'm now married, now Jeff is married, and I lived out of state, Jeff lived out of state, but the one constant has always been that we have been best friends and never grew separate. And so as life takes us, and Jeff was on this great venture with Colleen, I know that we'll always remain best friends, and we'll always remain as close as we are today, but I'm willing to sacrifice and be best friend 1A to Colleen, but I know that we'll always be each other's best man. I know that we'll always be best friends forever, and I could not be happier about this. Joyous day with you both, and welcome to the family, Colleen. Jeff, thank you for blessing me with this honor, and everybody for being here. We love everybody, so thank you so much, and good luck to you. So I guess we'll raise our glasses and drink if you have already done it before me.